This is the SAU Report, a program featuring interviews with the faculty, staff, students, and alumni of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
Welcome to this edition of the SAU Report. I'm Cody Ford.
And I'm Joann Lane.
Today we have a Student Issues Forum and two SAU students as our guests, Greg Dawson and Tiffany Olson.
Tiffany, what is your classification?
I'm a sophomore.
Greg, what is your major and why did you choose it?
Broadcasting, because I remember one time I was watching Michael Jordan, the great Michael Jordan, and after he finished the game, I used to go back into my room and copy down the stats and everything and argue with my friends over who's the best. And since then, I just knew broadcasting was a major for me.
Tiffany, do you live on campus or off campus?
I live on campus in Bussey Hall.
Tiffany, there have been many complaints about dorm conditions, especially Bussey Hall's bathrooms. Do you feel that this is a problem?
Yes, I do. In the mornings, I'll get up and go take my shower. A lot of times there'll be a lot of trash and stuff left in the shower. You know, the toilets won't be flushed. There'll be toilet paper, on the ground. I've noticed some improvements, but I think they could improve them a little bit better.
There's been talk of building new dorms in the next few years. What features would you like to see in the dorms, Greg?
I like to have more arcades and pools because I like just going out and having fun. So I like things like that instead of just having a lobby just for everybody to lounge around in.
Tiffany, many people find that heating and cooling seems to be a problem on campus. It seems like every time it cools off in the fall and they turn the heaters on, it warms back up again. How do you feel about this?
I don't like it. I think they should have it set where you can turn the heating or the cooling on to your conveniency, to your desire. A lot of times, when it's warm during the day, it'll get cool at night and they'll have the cooler on, but yet some people might want the heater on because those rooms can get cool or hot really fast.
Greg, many colleges have computer labs in the dorms. Would you like to see this added on the SAU campus?
Yes, I would, but I don't have that problem because I stay on the mule.org floor and we have our own computer lab. But if everybody had computers on their own floor, it'd be very convenient and we just really wouldn't have problems if it was on every floor.
Greg, check-in time on campus is 12 p.m. and check-out time is 12 p.m. Do you feel that this 12-hour span for visitation is fair?
I really do, because some schools don't even have that kind of visitation or that kind of, how should I say it,
a privilege like
privilege,
that?
Yeah. From 12 to 12 is it's great for me, and on the weekends it's 12 to 1, so I don't have a problem with it.
Tiffany, to live off campus, you either have to have 60 hours or be 21. How do you feel about this? Is this fair?
I don't think it's fair. I think you should have the right to choose. A lot of people may not feel comfortable living on campus. They may not want a roommate, have to live with someone else. They may not like the conditions of the dorms or even the meal plan, the food in the cafeteria. So I think it should be totally up to the individual to choose whether or not to live on or off campus.
Greg, the campus covers 731 acres. The school uses 160 acres. Do you feel that this is a sufficient use of space?
No, I think they should go ahead and expand it. If you have that many acres, 106 is just not enough. We have too much room for cows to move and graze on the grass, so I think we should expand.
Tiffany, the nurse's office is currently located in the neighborhood behind Bussey Hall. Do you believe this is a convenient location?
No, I do not think it's convenient. There are many people that have no idea where the nurse's office is. It's hidden behind Bussey Hall, especially if someone's sick. Nobody wants to walk across campus to the nurse's office. I think it should be located, conveniently in the center of the campus.
Tiffany, the cafeteria currently offers a sandwich line, a feature line, and a salad bar, and a line that makes stir-fry and quesadillas and other things. Do you feel that this is enough variety? And if not, what would you like to see added?
I think they could have more variety, maybe like more chips, more snacks as far as chips, and maybe a candy bar, snack bar, something like that. But as far as the meals, I think the meals, they offer, a well supply of meals. I think they could improve it a little bit more.
Greg, a few years ago, students could choose from a 12-meal-a-week plan or a 15-meal-a-week plan, and so on. The current meal plan gives the students unlimited eating. Which do you prefer and why?
I think a student should be able to have an option of the 12 meal plan or the unlimited, because I don't want to pay $300 for a $10 meal that I'm going to eat, you know? If I'm not going to eat all throughout the year, why should I pay for it?
Tiffany, the school has a contract with Pepsi-Cola for vending machines around campus for 5 years with a possible 7-year extension. Would you rather see other brands of soft drinks available on campus? If so, what would you like to see?
I think they should have other brands because I know there are a lot of people that don't like Pepsi. They like other brands of cola, so I think they should have other Cokes like, Diet Coke, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, drinks like that.
I like to comment on that. I like Sprites and all, but I love Gatorades, and things like that really help somebody through the time of summer and really helps your body out. So I think we should bring a Gatorade machine around.
Especially with the amount of athletes we have living on campus.
Exactly.
Tiffany, do you feel that there are enough parking spots on campus?
No, I do not. I think they could improve the parking spaces. They could build more parking spaces. I think there's plenty of room for them to do that.
Do you think any need repaving?
Yes, I do. Behind Bussey Hall, it's really bad. I think they could repave the parking lot behind Bussey Hall.
Greg, the current campus parking allows for 1,821 non-paid non-reserved spots and 81 reserved spots for which faculty members can purchase a permit for $100 a year to park in these spots. Most of these spots are located behind Brinson Art Building. Recently, there's been a problem with students on campus parking in these spots. One possible solution would be to put a boot over the tire of the student who's violating, and they could only remove their car if they paid their fine. Do you feel this is fair?
Yes and no, because some people have certain reasons for parking in an unexpected part or a parking slot that they shouldn't be parking in. And if they come back to a car that's booted, they might not have the money right then to get it off. So I think it's unfair. But what I do think they should do is just keep on issuing out tickets. That's all fine and dandy with me.
Tiffany, how do you feel about the current $10 fee for parking permits? Also, do you think students should have a choice to buy reserved spots?
I don't think the $10 fee is as steep as other colleges, but yet I don't feel you should have to pay so much to park on campus. I mean, how else are you going to, get to class and stuff? I do feel that if you do choose to buy a spot, I think it'll help out, but yet it might cause confusion and more trouble with everyone wanting to reserve a spot for themselves.
Greg, some people might say that there's a problem with school spirit at SAU. There seems to be a small turnout at on-campus events and off-campus events such as parties and other things. Do you feel this is a problem? And if you do, why do you think this is a problem?
Well, I can't tell you why. School spirit has to come within the person. But I know I go to a couple of parties in the games, and there are many seats, and the place is really empty. It's ridiculous. I think that if you go to a school, you should go out there and support your team and have fun. There's just really no solution to that, though.
So it's just all up to that person, is what you're saying?
It is.
Greg, are you involved in a fraternity? And if so, which one?
Yes, I am. Alpha Phi Alpha, which is the first black fraternity that was ever started. We do charity events. We have fun, just like any fraternity. We're just out there. We wear our paraphernalia. We're out there for a good cause, really.
Greg and Tiffany, Greeks are a big part of all universities around the nation. And here on our campus, there has yet to be a formal plan that's been approved by the school to build a fraternity or sorority house. And some people might say that a lack of houses leads to a lack of school spirit, while others argue that fraternities and sororities on campus living in houses are nothing but trouble. How do each of you feel about it? Greg?
Well, to have trouble, you have to have alcohol. And this is a dry county, so I don't see any trouble coming out of that. I think we should have housing because we'll have more people. Help me out, more people, what else?
I think it would be great because you would have more people and it would give the sorority or the fraternity a place to hold their party, a place to hang out. They could, any other activities they do for the community or whatever, they could plan and prepare at their house. And I think that would be a great idea.
So you don't see it as trouble?
No.
Tiffany, our current student activities allow for smaller name acts. Would you rather see fewer people and bigger names?
I would probably like to see fewer people and bigger names. I think it would draw more people than having, several uncommon names. I think it would be nice to bring in some big bands or some big speakers, and possibly even charge people that don't attend this school, and it could bring in more money also.
Greg, our current student activity fee is $1 per semester hour. This is much cheaper than other colleges around Arkansas. However, some students that live off campus and don't attend these events are complaining that this just isn't fair that they have to pay it. Do you believe this is fair?
No, if you don't attend something, why should you pay for it? It's just, I feel it's robbery, really.
So what would you suggest as a possible way to fund these events? Maybe charge admission to the events?
Possibly, yeah. Things like that. That would work.
You could even have fundraisers as far as car washes or selling things to raise money.
Okay.
Maybe a student store on campus or something?
Yes.
For students to design to raise money
Yes.
for these activities?
Greg, would you be willing to pay for a student activity fee increase if it brought in bigger name bands?
I sure would. Anything to help out the school or myself, I'll be willing to pay anything for it.
Tiffany, many colleges such as the University of Louisiana and Monroe have their own college radio station. Would you be willing to pay extra in your tuition if we had a radio station on campus?
Yes, I would. I think it would be a great idea to have a radio station and to broadcast it on campus. That way students can listen to it while they're going to class. They could make announcements. They could announce sports events coming up. It could draw more people to more events.
Tiffany, SAU's theater department recently presented See How They Run. The total for the production was $3,000. The current admission for students are $1. This total from all 3 nights barely scratches the surface. The school gives the theater department an annual academic budget for production cost and maintenance and lighting. When other groups use Heart & Theater, the cost of lighting and running the theater comes out of the theater budget. Do you think it would be fair if students paid a small theater fee?
I know the admission now to go to a play is $1, and I don't think we should have to pay that. I think, we pay for enough, and as students, we should be able to get into the play for free, but I could see where they might need more money, and they could also find other ways to raise money as far as, car wash or stores, selling things.
Do you think it's fair, though, that everyone else uses the theater and, the theater department has to, the funding and all that comes out of their budget? With all the other things that come in there, all the lectures that come to the theater, that's our budget.
I think other people could help out too.
So you think they should charge a rental fee, perhaps?
Yes.
Tiffany, the current fee for the computer lab is $70. This fall it's going to be raised to $95. How do you feel about this?
I don't think it's fair because I know there are many people that live off campus that do not use the computer lab. They have their own computer at home. And a lot of people that live on campus, they may not use the computer lab that often. So I do not think it's fair.
So do you believe that they should be given an option whenever they use this?
Yes, definitely.
Greg, the current limit for student workers is 15 hours a week for regular work and work study. Do you think the limit should be increased?
Sure, I guess.
Does it not concern you?
It really doesn't concern me, really.
Okay. Tiffany, the current pay period is once a month at the end of the month. This 4-week span is a strain on many students. What would be done to solve this problem?
I know other jobs that pay every 2 weeks. I think it would help to pay every 2 weeks because I know a lot of people have, many bills to pay during the month, and they need a paycheck at least twice a month, I think.
Okay.
Greg, you made reference to the Mule.org computer lab earlier. In some schools, they have separate phone lines connecting for the internet, and the schools provide internet services. Do you think this should be implemented here?
Of course. You said separate phone lines?
It's separate phone lines
Yeah. Oh,
in
yeah.
each room.
It'll be I want to make a phone call, or to somebody that I can't because I'm on the computer, yeah, it'll be very convenient and it'll help out tremendously.
Tiffany, at one point in time, the Head Start daycare program was based on campus. It has since moved off campus, and many parents are having to bring their students to class. Many parents are having to bring their children to class. Do you believe that the schools should provide a daycare for these student parents that go here?
Yes, I do, because I don't think that the classroom here at the college is a place for small kids. And I think they should have a daycare here on campus. That way, the parent can just drive to school, drop their kid off at the daycare, and then walk to class and pick them up afterwards. So I think it would be a great idea.
If so, do you think student workers should be hired here, or?
Yes, I think they should be allowed to work there.
I think if something like that comes around, I think they'll find another way to charge the students if they find some kind of nursery for the children.
So do you think it should be another optional thing?
Another optional thing.
Tiffany, after a 2-year hiatus, the girls' tennis team has returned to campus. As a member of the team, tell us about the season.
I think we had a really good season. I think we've improved a lot since the beginning of the year. We've all stuck together, we've worked hard, long practices, long hours in the cold, but I think we've come a long way, and I think we did great for our first year back.
Great.
Tiffany, the school has a very good health and recreation facility with an indoor pool and a gym. These things come in very handy for the students. However, there's no free weights in the HKR facilities, only machines. And many students complain of this, and they see the athletes getting to use the field house. And students pay an athletic fee. Do you think students should be allowed to use the field house, or do you believe that they should just go ahead and put free weights in the HKR?
I think if there's room, they should put free weights in the HKR, because I know I have friends that like to use free weights. But if they can't do that, I think other students should be allowed to use the weight room.
Greg, halfway through the season, head football coach John Bland left the university for a position as quarterback coach at Rice University. Coach Steve Gwynn replaced Bland. Having played under Coach Bland, how do you feel about his departure?
I think it's better for the school. Don't get me wrong, Coach Bland is a great guy, but the football program he went to in Rice University is a better fit for him. He played under the coach who is the head coach there, and Coach Quinn, who is now the coach for SAU, has a reputation as a winning coach, and he plans to bring it here. So,
how do you feel about his appointment and the team's future?
I think it's going to work out. He's going to instill pride in the team and hopefully bring more people to the seats, and we'll have a winning season in the future.
Great.
Greg, the baseball team's having a very good season this year. However, there's no lights at the field. How do you feel about this? Do you think they should be provided with lights on the field?
Yes, they should. Just like y'all said, they should have some kind of fundraiser or something, work something out. Just not having lights on the field on a collegiate level is really it's sad. I had lights. My school in high school had lights for their baseball field, and when I come here, on a college level, and we don't have lights. It just says something about the school. It just makes the school look bad.
I'd like to elaborate on that. I think if there's a game that runs a few hours over in the afternoon into darkness, instead of calling the game, I think the lights would be a great idea. That way they could finish the game.
Great. Tiffany, the controls to the lights on the tennis courts are in the storage building next to them. Only people with a key can access these controls. So often, students cannot play because it's dark. Do you think they should be moved?
Yes, I do. I think they should be moved on the inside of the tennis court. I was out there the other night. I had friends that wanted to continue playing. They couldn't. They wanted me to turn the lights on. I had no way to get into the house and turn the lights on. So I think they should be located somewhere where students can turn them on.
Greg, why did you choose to come to this university?
Well, to get my feet wet. It's a small school. Everybody knows everybody pretty much, and you're not just another grape in the bunch or another shadow in the crowd here. The teachers, they know you and they'll work with you after class, and then you also have the SI to go to if you still have trouble. So pretty much that's the real reason why I came here.
Do you feel that SI sessions are helpful?
I've never been to one, but my friends have, and he really doesn't even study, and he pulls through with a C, so that pretty much tells you something.
Tiffany, what would you say to a prospective SAU student to persuade them to attend this university?
I would tell them it's a really nice university. The campus is clean, it's nice, the people are friendly. I think they offer a lot as far as, academics, and they have a great SI session. So I think it would be a great opportunity for a student to come here.
Greg, what do you like most about this campus and the school?
I'd have to say the friends I've made here, the fraternities, the brotherhood we show, and it's just, I'm in the meal.org program. We always have fun. We go places, and everybody knows everybody. It's a fun place to be.
Tiffany, in addition to receiving a diploma, what do you hope to gain from this university?
Memories, just the feeling that I've made a great success. I've gone through college, I've graduated college, and just that great feeling.
Tiffany, a part of memories would be looking through your yearbook. Our yearbook fee is $5, and that's a major step down from high school yearbook prices. Do you feel that it's fair that students are being charged this yearbook fee without their consent, or how does that affect you? Do you agree with it?
I think students should have the opportunity to choose, because some students may not want the yearbook, but I understand that some fee should be charged for the yearbook, because how else would the journalism department make money?
Right. Greg, what are your plans after graduation?
I plan to get some experience on the broadcasting level and hopefully go to a bigger company and succeed in my broadcasting talents.
Greg, SAU's policy on attendance allows for 3 Monday, Wednesday, Friday absences and 2 Tuesday, Thursdays. After missing this many, you're dropped from your class. How do you feel about this? Is this fair that students are being forced to go to class?
Yeah, I think it is fair, because if you pay money, I would want you to go to class. I don't want you to pay some money for school and just sit around and not even go. So I think it's fair.
So you don't see this as a parental type tool or anything?
I think it's more as a push or a help kind of factor.
How about you, Tiffany?
I agree. I think it does help because, students are here to go to class and to learn. But yet, occasionally you do have a day where you just don't feel good, you can't find the nurse's office, so you can't go to the nurse. So, you just want to take the day off, and I don't think you should be penalized for that.
Greg, what do you do for entertainment on the weekends?
Play video games, play piano, go swimming, things like that.
What do you like least about the area, Tiffany?
I don't think it provides enough activities in town. I think the campus is great and the people are great, but there's just nothing to do. People are locked up in their room, and that gives them opportunity to study, but yet I think there needs to be more in the town of Magnolia so students have more opportunities to get out and do things.
So you enjoy the school
Yes.
itself?
Yes.
I'd like to comment on that. Sometimes it will rain, and it will be a ridiculous cow smell around the whole school. I think we can do something about that. We can, like we said, we build some more dorms or something, move the cows a little bit to the west.
So you find cows to be the major problem?
They're not a major problem. It's just, the smell
Just
is
the odor
ridiculous.
in
The odor.
itself.
Yeah.
So that's your least favorite thing about it? Thank you for joining us on this edition of the SAU Report. I'd like to thank our guests, Greg and Tiffany. I'm Cody Ford.
And I'm Joann Lane.
The SAU Report is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.